In this video, guys, we're going to be doing a curses tier list in Kaizen. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So as you can see right now, we have all the 10 curses in Kaizen, and the first one we're going to be starting off with is the construction curse. This is basically like a gun one. We're going to put it in B tier. The reason why we're going to put it in B tier, it doesn't do like that much damage. However, it doesn't do low damage. It's extremely cheap, which is very good. So if you're like a beginner, you can always buy it. It's like 20,000, which is not that much at all. The range on it is not that bad either. It's not like far range, it's not like really short range, it's in the middle. However, the downside is you have to have good aim with it. If you don't have good aim with this gun, it's just not gonna hit and it's just gonna be basically useless. So if you don't have good aim and you're just relying on auto aim and stuff, it's not that good. I would not pick it. So yeah, you need very good aim. It's an okay, I would not recommend getting it. However, it's okay. The curse is okay, so that's why it's going on B tier. Alright, next we have the cursed flames. This is an amazing curse. This is why it's going to go straight to S tier. This is one of the best curses in the game. The reason being, the skills are just absolutely amazing. High AoE, just the range on the moves are amazing, and also has domain, which means it's just perfect. You can use these moves on your domain, they're gonna hit hard. This thingy curse is absolutely amazing. It's relatively cheap compared to the other ones that we have here. It's only 250,000, which isn't that bad. For killing bosses, extremely good. Very good. And also for PvP, it's extremely good too. I've been killed by this curse many times because of how good the curse is. So yeah, I'm gonna put an S there. It's one of the best curses in the game. I would recommend getting it, especially for the domain and stuff. It's an absolutely amazing curse. So yeah, that's why it's gonna go in S+ tier. Alright, next curse we have the cursed speech. This one is going in A tier. The reason being, it does pretty high damage. It does very high damage compared to like the other ones that we have, all the curses we have. It does high damage. However, the range is extremely small, as in like you have to be very close to your opponent to even hit them. So even if you're a bit far away, it's not gonna hit. If you don't like close range fights, do not pack this. I've actually tried this out, and yeah, if you don't like, I don't like close range fights, and I do not like this because every time I get too close, they hit me and it just cancels out. It's very good for bosses. For bosses, this is actually very good. For PvP and PvE, it's not so good. The reason why it's good for bosses is because of the high damage. It does really high damage. However, for NPCs and stuff, if you get too close, they hit you and the move cancels out, and it's just not good. So yeah, A tier it is. It's pretty decent. If you do have the money and you want to try it out, I would recommend it. However, it is more expensive than the Cursed Flames, which it is a lot better. Alright, next curse we have is Creo Frost. One is going straight to A tier. The reason being, it actually does high damage, very high damage. The range on it is normal, unlike the curse speech, which is very short range. The range on it is just normal, so it's not going to be far range, it's not going to be close range. The price on it is extremely cheap. It's like 100,000. So if you're a beginner, I would definitely recommend getting it because this is an extremely good curse, especially if you're a beginner. It's very decent in PvP, PvE, and bosses. Just an all-rounded, very good curse. It's not outstanding and it's not very bad. It's just all-rounded, average, very good curse for a beginner. So yeah, A tier it is. Pretty decent curse. Alright, next we have Devil's Broom. The reason it's 7k, it's because it's the worst. It's 7,000, it's extremely cheap. However, it's just so bad. It's basically not usable. The only thing good about this is the flight, so you can like go a distance away with it. However, the moves are just useless. They do low damage. It's just a C tier. It's just the worst of the worst curses. The only thing good about it, as I said, is just the travel move. Everything else is just horrible. For PvP, it's horrible. PvE, it's horrible. And for basically killing bosses, it's horrible. So yeah, I would not recommend getting this at all. It's a C tier for a reason, because it's the worst curse on the list. Alright guys, next we have the Disaster Plant. This one is going in S. This one's actually a pretty decent curse. I would put it in S tier because it has a decent amount of damage. However, it has high AoE, so it's gonna hit everyone around. So it's extremely good for PvE. Also, it has a domain too, so you can do a lot more damage when you're in the domain, and you can use your moves. It's a pretty good. I would definitely recommend getting this curse. It's not really that expensive. It's 175,000, so it's cheaper than basically nearly all of them. It's cheaper than the Cursed Flames. It's cheaper than the Cursed Speech. So yeah, it's a pretty good. I would definitely recommend, especially if you're a beginner. It's extremely good. So yeah, if you're a beginner, I would definitely recommend getting the Disaster Plants because it's extremely good for grinding and stuff. Very good curse. Alright, next we have the Idle Config. This one is going in B tier. This is like very similar to the Construction curse. They're very similar. The damage is pretty average. It's like normal damage. it got very low range. It's low range, just like kind of like the cursed speech, is low range. So if you don't like close range fights, I would definitely not recommend getting this. It's pretty cheap. It's 35,000, so it's not really that expensive. So yeah, it's good for PvE, but for PvP, it's not that good because as I said, it's close range. If you go close to them, they can just push you away and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty good for PvE, but PvP is not that good. It's pretty decent as it is cheap, but that's like the only good side about it. But yeah, it's a B tier. It's pretty decent. I wouldn't recommend getting it. But yeah, it's an okay curse if you do get it. It's an okay curse. Next, we have Shock Amplification. This one's also an A tier. It's very close to Disaster Plants. It's an extremely good curse. Bit on the pricey side. It's for 600,000. So it's a bit expensive. But yeah, it is very good though. It's very good. I would recommend getting it if you do have the cash, of course. The damage is pretty good. It's got pretty good damage. The curse itself has high AoE. So it means it's going to hit a lot of people in the surroundings and stuff. So yeah, it's very good for like fighting NPCs and stuff. If you want to level up, it's very good for leveling up and stuff. I would definitely recommend getting this. However, it is on the pricey side, as I said. So if you don't have that much cash, go for the Disaster Plants or the Cursed Flames. But yeah, this one's very good too. This is a very good curse. Next, we have Straw Doll. This one's also an S tier. It's high damage, very high damage. I think it's the highest hitting of them all, basically the highest hitting curse of them all, so it does the highest damage of every curse. It's very good. It's a bit pricey, it's 500,000. However, it is cheaper than Shock Amplification and like this one here and the 10 Shadows. But yeah, I would definitely recommend getting it if you do want it. It's extremely good. It can slow down the enemy. It's got very high damage. It is, as I said, it is a bit expensive. PvP, it's extremely good. Also fighting bosses, it's extremely good because it does very high damage. It's pretty decent like killing NPCs and stuff, but yeah, killing bosses and PvP is where it specializes, as I said, because it does very high damage. The next one we have is 10 Shadow, the most expensive curse, and it's an A tier. It's normal, it's average. It's not better than any of these, of course, and it's better than, of course, these ones here. It's pretty average. The damage is mid, so it's got like okay damage. It's not very high damage like the Straw Doll, but it's not low damage. So yeah, it's middle damage. It's extremely expensive. So yeah, as I said, as of for now, it's not really that usable. I would definitely not recommend getting it because it's extremely expensive. The range on it is very close. It's like close range, it's like the speech and the idle config. So yeah, it's extremely close range. It's not usable right now, but I think they could do a rework on it and it probably might be usable. But for now, for it being the most expensive curse, it's not really that usable at all. It's just okay. It's not very good curse. It's just an okay curse. But yeah, guys, that has been the video of me ranking every curse in Kaizen. If you found this video helpful in any sort of way, make sure to like, subscribe, and also comment down below if you want me to do anything else in Kaizen. Also, a huge thanks to this YouTuber that I'm going to put in the description down below, because basically I got most of this from him. So I'm going to put his video link down in the description down below, so you make sure to check it out and thank him. But yeah, guys, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, guys, and peace out, guys. Peace out.